Okay, let us start. So we are done with NPV. The basics of NPV. NPV equal to PV of cash inflow minus PV of cash outflows. Where PV is what? PV is the present value. That is cash flow into discounting factor. So now we have done this problem. We have done the problem of NPV. Where cash inflow is what? Cash inflow is your CFAT, cash flow after tax. It can be positive, it can be negative. Scrap value will be in the last year. Scrap value is the salvage value or the residual value. And recovery of working capital, because we have done the working capital concept also now. So recovery of working capital will also be what? It will be a cash inflow. And what are my cash outflows? Cash outflow is your initial investment and working capital. Those are my cash outflow. Okay, so that is what we have done. Also, any tax amount will be what? So tax on scrap value, because scrap value will show it separately, tax on scrap value will show it separately. So tax on scrap value will also be a cash outflow. So we have to just see what are the cash inflows, what are the cash outflows. Once you get these cash inflow and outflow, what you will do, you will multiply it by discounting factor. So you'll get present value. And now just see which are the PV of cash inflows and which are the PV of cash outflows. We'll get what? We'll get our NPV. So how did we do that? I'll just drop an Excel over here. So particulars, year 1. So we'll start with year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, 5, 6. How much ever years they are given, we'll do that. Correct? We'll start with cash flows after tax, CFAT. CFAT can be in any year. Okay. CFAT. Then after CFAT, what do we do? So cash flow after tax, that will be an inflow. It can also be an outflow. So after that, we'll do initial investment. Okay. So initial investment will be always an outflow and it will be always in year 0. Correct? So I had drawn up one more thing last time. We had done one more thing last time. So I'll do it over here. So nature, and which year, correct? So CFT was there. CFT nature. What is the nature of CFT? It can be inflow. It can be outflow. It can be both inflow and outflow, because that day we saw a sum where CFT in year 1 was an outflow, correct? Due to loss. Which year? It can be any year. It can be any year. Next comes initial investment. Initial investment is always an outflow. Okay, which year? Always in year 1. Not in year 1, year 0, in the base year. Okay. Then comes our working capital. Working capital is always an outflow. It is always an outflow. Okay. Always an outflow. Which year? Again, any year depends upon start of the year and end of the year. Okay. We have done that sum also, when to take at the start of the year, when to take at the end of the year. Then comes your recovery of working capital. Recovery of working capital. It will be what? It will be an inflow. It will be an inflow. Which year? It will be always in the last year. Then comes your scrap value. It will again be inflow. Which year? This will be last year of the project. Okay. And then tax on scrap value. Again an outflow. Which year? It will be specified. In the problem. Okay. If tax is in arrears, it will be in the next year. If tax is not in arrears, it will be in the same year as the scrap value. Okay. So if you take the total of all these inflows and outflows, what we'll get? We'll get the net cash flow. Into what we'll do? Into discounting factor. So we'll get PV of cash flow. Okay. And then that total of PV of cash flow, the total of PV of cash flow will be called as what? Will be called as our net present value, will be our NPV. Okay. So this is what we have done. Now, advanced concept of NPV, section C problem will do. Okay. So for that, we need to know NPV with inflation. We need to know NPV with inflation. Okay. So if inflation is there, okay, we'll have to inflate our figures. Sales will inflate if every year, sales will increase every year, cost will also increase every year. Okay. So we have to find out new cash flows. We have to find out new cash flows. Those are called as nominal cash flow. So nominal cash flow is what? It is cash flow with inflation. So right now, till now, whatever we were doing was our real cash flow. Till now, whatever we did was our real cash flow. What is the meaning of real cash flow? It is the cash flow without inflation adjustment. That was cash flow without inflation adjustment, correct? So we had not seen any inflation adjustment in our previous problems. So that was my real cash flow. But now on, what we'll see? We'll see what is the concept of nominal cash flow. Nominal cash flow means what? Cash flow with inflation adjustment. It is cash flow with the inflation adjustment. Fair enough? Okay. Now, real cash flow. For real cash flow, for the real cash flow, what are we going to use? We are going to use WACC for discounting. We are using WACC for discounting. But for nominal cash flow, we'll have to use WACC also with inflation. Okay. So for real cash flow, we used WACC for discounting, but that WACC was without inflation. That WACC was without inflation. Okay. Because real cash flow was without inflation, so WACC also is without inflation. But nominal cash flow is with inflation, so we'll need WACC also with inflation. So which is called as nominal discounting factor. It is called as nominal discounting factor. Okay. And this is called as real discounting factor. Okay. So this is called as real discounting factor. Real discounting factor. Okay. So real cash flow is done with WACC, that is normal WACC without inflation, which is called as real discounting factor, or I can call it as RDF. But nominal cash flow cannot be discounted with WACC. Like here, after net cash flow, we apply a discounting factor, right? So this discounting factor is nothing but what? This discounting factor is nothing but your WACC. It is nothing but your WACC, correct? So for real cash flow, that is okay. But for nominal cash flow, we'll have to calculate a new discounting factor. That is your nominal discounting factor. We'll call it as NDF. We'll call it as NDF. Okay. So real cash flow discounted with RDF, and nominal cash flow discounted with NDF. Okay. So for that, formula for NDF we need to know. Formula for NDF. Okay. So the formula is 1 plus NDF should be equal to 1 plus RDF. RDF is what we already know. RDF is your WACC into 1 plus inflation. So I can put it as 1 plus I into 1 plus I. Okay. Where NDF, what is NDF? NDF is the nominal discounting factor. Okay. RDF is what? RDF is the real discounting factor. Real discounting factor, that is your WACC. Okay. Or we can call it as cost of capital. Same thing. Okay. And what is I? I will be my inflation rate of general prices. Okay, they will give different inflation rates. Inflation rate for sales will be different, inflation rate for cost will be different. Okay, and inflation rate for general prices will be different. So when here you are taking I, here the I means what? Inflation rate for general prices. Okay, so that is the new concept of NPV. Okay, same NPV logic. Okay, same NPV logic will write. Okay, we'll solve, but now we'll solve that entire NPV sum with inflation. Okay, every year the figures will start to change, and if there is inflation, I cannot use normal discounting factor. I have to use nominal discounting factor. Okay, and how to calculate nominal discounting factor? I have given the formula. Okay, so write it down. Write down. I'll give you 1 minute. Then we'll start with the NPV sum. So meanwhile, I'll send some on WhatsApp group. Okay, I think you have written this. So do this sum now. NPV with inflation. Okay, NPV with inflation. Let us see then. Let us see this sum. Any doubt till here? If you have any doubt, put in the chat or put it in your WhatsApp group or unmute yourself and ask the doubt. No problem. So let us solve this problem together. Let us solve this problem together. So what is the first thing before we start any NPV sum? We always want our CFT. Okay, we always want our CFT, and then once we have our CFT, what we can do? We can put it in your NPV table. Okay, so this sum is NPV with inflation. Okay, I have also sent it on your WhatsApp group. So if it is not clearly visible over here, you can refer to in your WhatsApp group. A company plans to invest $7 million in a new product. Now see, company plans to invest $7 million means what? It is initial investment. Okay. Net contribution over the next 5 years is expected to be 4.2 million per annum in real terms. Now see, they are using those concepts. They are using those words that I taught. Real terms means what? Real cash flow. Real cash flow means what? Without inflation. Real cash flow is without inflation. Okay. So now when we start doing our problem, what we want with inflation. Okay. And what is the inflation they will give in the problem? Okay. So now what they have said, net contribution. So you don't need to start the sum with sales because they have already calculated contribution and given it to you. Correct? They have already calculated contribution. So sales minus variable cost, therefore contribution. So we can start the sum with contribution. Okay, next. What are the expenses after contribution? Fixed cost. Marketing expenditure of 1.4 million per annum will also be needed. Now see, if contribution is in real terms, other expenses will also be in real terms. Okay. So marketing expenditure is 1.4 million per annum. Without inflation, it is 1.4 million. Next. Expenditure of 1.3 million per annum will be required to replace existing assets which will now be used on the project but are getting to the end of their useful life. The expenditure will be incurred at the start of each year. Now guys, you already know what is the meaning of start of each year. Start of each year means what? Year one's expenditure will write in year 0. Correct. Year two's expenditure will write in year 1 because it is start of the year. So always remember start of the year. Start of the year means what? Start of the year means end of the last year. It means end of the last year. We had done this concept in working capital. Same logic will apply over here. Correct. Additional investment in working capital is equivalent to 10% of contribution. Now working capital you already know. So now how much is the working capital? It is 10% of contribution. Again, will be needed to be in place at the start of each year. Again, the same thing. Start of each year means what? End of the last year. So year one's working capital, we'll have to do it in year 0. Working capital will be released at the end of the project. It will be released at the end of the project. The following forecasts are made of the rates of inflation each year for the next 5 years. So my project life is 5 years. Okay, my project life is 5 years. They have given the inflation rate. How much is the contribution? Contribution is inflated by 8%. Marketing is inflated by 3%. Assets are inflated by 4%, and general prices are inflated by 4.7%. So each inflation rate they have given. The real cost of capital, see the word real means what? RDF. Okay, real cost of capital is how much? 6%. I don't want real cost of capital, I want nominal cost of capital, I want with inflation. That's why I had given you the formula. Remember the formula? 1 plus NDF is equal to what? 1 plus real cost of capital into 1 plus inflation of which prices? 1 plus inflation of general prices. This 1 plus inflation of general prices. All cash flows are in real terms. Okay, everything is in real terms, so we have to add inflation to everything. Okay, tax is 10%. Tax is only 10%, not 30% in this problem, and they have not said tax is in arrears, so tax should be normal. Okay, tax will be paid in the same year. Forecast the cash flows of the project and determine whether it is worthwhile using the NPV method. So in short, we have to use NPV method. Okay, if cash flows are positive, then accept the project. If cash flows are negative, then reject the project. Okay, let us start this sum now. You'll do it along with me. This is a very important sum. Okay, section C 20 marks problem. Okay, so this problem will be around 14 marks, and then 6 marks will be theory. 6 marks will be theory. That is how your section C 20 marks question will be asked. Okay, let's start. So directly will not start with your NPV calculation. First we have to calculate CFAT. So write down note 1 calculation of CFAT. So particulars. Now guys, pay attention. How many years 1 2 3 4 5? Okay, but since one expenditure, okay, this asset replacement expenditure was when? It was at the start of each year. So I'll also have to calculate year 0 over here. Okay, because asset replacement expenditure of 1.3 million per annum, this expenditure will be incurred at the start of each year. If it is at the start of each year, means what? Year one's expenditure we'll have to write in year 0. Okay, so that's why in CFAT also I have put up a year 0 column. See if this is understood. Okay, so try doing this. Start from your contribution, and try doing it till PBDIT. Let us check. Okay, let us see. Let us check. So we'll start with what we don't need to start with. We don't need to start with sales. We'll start with contribution. Okay. So how much is the contribution? They are given net contribution. Net contribution over the next 5 years expected to be 4.2 million per annum in real terms. Now pay attention, guys. So contribution is 4.2 million, but that 4.2 million will be in real terms. So let us write in real terms first. So I'll add a column over here, insert. Okay. Okay. And I'll add a column of real terms. Real terms means without inflation, correct? Real terms means without inflation. So how much is the contribution in real terms? Contribution is 4.2 million in real terms. Okay, 4.2 million in real terms. Okay. Now I want it with inflation. So with inflation means what? Into 1 plus inflation raised to n. Okay. So, and contribution, they have not said from the start of each year. So I'll just put it is equal to 4.2 into 1 plus R, 1 plus R. What is the R? R is your inflation. What is the inflation for contribution? Inflation for contribution is 8%. It is given in the problem. Contribution inflation is 8%. So 1 plus R. 1 plus R means what? 1 plus 8%. So that is 0.8. Correct? So 0.08 raised to 1 raised to 1. That is 4.536. And just drag it over the next. Oh, sorry. I want this to be constant, so I'll put a dollar sign over here. Okay. And just drag it over the next 5 years. Okay. See if I understood this. I'll do it once again. 4.2 was in real terms. I don't want contribution in real terms. I want contribution in inflation term, inflated terms. So what I'm going to do, 4.2 into inflation, but I cannot just directly do inflation. So what is my formula? Into 1 plus I raised to n. So that's what I'm doing. 1 plus I. What is the inflation rate? Inflation rate, take it for contribution. They have given many inflation rates. I only want for contribution. So contribution inflation rate is 8%. So 1 plus 0.08 raised to 1 raised to 1. But I want this 4.2 to be constant. So I put a dollar sign over here. I put a dollar sign over here. Okay. And then I'll just drag it. So I'll get all years. I'll get all years. So that is my contribution. Okay. So contribution is done. Less. Let us do one cost. So marketing expenditure. How much is the marketing expenditure? 1.4 million. Marketing expenditure is 1.4 million. But again, that marketing expenditure is in real terms. I want in what? I want in inflated terms. So same formula I'll put. Okay. This I want it constant, so I put a dollar sign into 1 plus I. 1 plus, now what is the inflation for marketing? They have given the problem. Inflation rate for marketing is 3% raised to n and drag it. I'll get it for marketing expenditure. Okay. Next. What is the next thing? Expenditure of 1.3 million will be required for asset replacement. So asset replacement expenditure. How much is that? 1.3 million. But now pay attention, guys. This 1.3 million, I want when? This expenditure will be incurred at the start of each year. So year one's expenditure, I'll write in year 0, year 2 in year 1. So I want for not for year 1 to 5, I want it for year 0 to 4. Okay. So asset replacement expenditure was supposed to be 1 to 5, but since it was incurred at the start of each year, so we are preponing it and we are doing it for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Logic remains same. So equal to this amount. So dollar sign, okay, into 1 plus I, 1 plus, what is the inflation rate for assets? It is 4%. So 0.04 raised to what? Raised to n. Raised to n. And obviously in year zero, inflation will be what? Inflation will be same. Okay. But now pay attention. I am not going to drag it till 5th year because I am using start of the year. So 5th years, I already paid in 4th year. So up to 4 years. So that is my asset replacement expenditure. So contribution minus fixed cost I have done. Contribution minus fixed cost I have done. Therefore, what I'll get? I'll get PBDIT. I'll get PBDIT. Profit before depreciation, interest and tax. Okay. So that is equal to this minus this minus this. Okay. Even if you don't take in real terms, that's okay. Even if you don't take it in real terms, that is okay. Because our answer will not need it in real terms. So just check if you're getting these PBDITs. Just check if you're getting these PBDITs. Put a yes in your group chat if you're getting this. Just put a yes in your group chat if you're getting the same PBDITs. If you understood all of this, put a yes. Okay. Okay, good. So let us continue now. I hope anyone has not having any doubt. Okay. If you have any doubt, ask me. I can explain the calculation also once again if you guys want. Okay. So now till PBDIT I have done. So after PBDIT, what I need to do? Minus depreciation. So less depreciation. But in the problem, they have not given anything about depreciation. They have nowhere mentioned anything about depreciation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I know I can calculate depreciation using a formula as well. Correct? So if nothing is given, I can use this formula, right? Original cost minus salvage value. Correct? And this whole thing divided by what? Divided by estimated life of the asset. Okay, divided by estimated life of the asset. So original cost minus salvage value divided by estimated life. That will give me what? That will give me amount of depreciation. Fair enough? Okay. So now what is my original cost? What is the original cost of the asset? Original cost of the asset is a company plans to invest 7 million in the new product. Means what? 7 million is the original cost. They have not given anything about the salvage value. So salvage value is 0. Divided by what is the life of the asset? Life of the asset is 5 years. Life of the asset is 5 years. So 1.4 million will be my depreciation. Okay. So I put a formula, original cost minus salvage value. So that is 7 million minus salvage value is what? Salvage value is 0. Correct. So 7 million divided by 0. Sorry, minus 0 and divided by estimated life. Estimated life means project's life. So that is 5 years. Okay. So depreciation comes out to 1.4 million. Okay. And in case of depreciation, obviously there will be no inflation because depreciation is a non-cash expenditure. Depreciation is a non-cash expenditure, so no inflation. Okay. So I'll put it over here. That is the formula I have used. Okay. So PBDIT minus depreciation. So what I'll get? I'll get PBIT. And since there is no interest, PBIT itself will become my PBT. So put the formula for PBIT. It will equal to PBDIT minus depreciation. PBDIT minus depreciation. So that is my PBT. That is my PBT. So PBT, from PBT, what we'll do? Less tax. How much is the tax? Tax is 10%. 10%. Okay. Tax is 10%. Now, see the problem. Guys, now see the problem. Year 0 also CFT is there. So year 0, no tax. Correct? Year 0, no tax. Because loss, no tax. Year 1, what will happen? Year 1 will be this amount, 0.342. Correct? This amount minus this. So that is a what? 0.958. So means I'll have to adjust this entire loss of 1.3. I have to adjust this entire loss of 1.3 million. Okay, against these, and then only what I'll get? Then only I'll get the tax. So am I not using the concept of set off? Correct. You have studied this concept. So that concept of set off I'll apply, and I'll have to calculate tax. Okay. So this entire 0.342 will go over here. So tax will be 0. Okay, so I'll make a working note for you guys if you want. For taxation, I'll make a working note. Okay, so loss is how much? Loss is, how much was our loss? Loss was 1.3 million. So loss was 1.3 million. 1.3 million. Okay, year 1, how much is the profit? Year 1, the profit is 0.342. So entire profit has gone under the loss. Okay, so taxable profit is in year 0 is 0. So 10% of taxable profit also becomes 0. So what is the remaining amount then? 0.958 is the remaining amount. So year 2 also, this profit will be used to set off 0.958. So year 2 profit is 0.60754. So again, entire profit has been used to set off the loss, and still the loss has not been recovered. So minus this. So still a loss of 0.350 is remaining. Correct. So again here what will happen? Entire profit was gone for set off. So no profit, no tax. Okay. And how much loss is remaining? 0.35046 loss is remaining. So this year what will happen? This year 0.89 minus this loss, correct, into 10%. Into 10%. That will be my tax of year 3. That will be my tax of year 3. See if you understood this. Just check what I've done. So after first 2 years, only loss of 0.35 million was remaining. So that loss I'm going to set off against what? Set off against the third year profit. So third year profit was 0.89 minus loss 0.35. So that amount will be your taxable profits into 10%. Don't do 30%. In this problem, it is 10%. Okay. That is my tax. Year 4, no loss. So directly I can do this thing into 10%. This thing into 10%. And year 5 also no loss. So this thing into 10%. So that is my tax. Okay. So I'll get what? I'll get my PAT. PAT will be this amount minus this amount. So that is my PAT. After PAT, we'll add back depreciation. So you will get what? You will get your cash flows after tax. So CFT will be this amount plus this amount. So that is my CFT. So first working note I have got now. Okay, just check if you're getting this answer, and put a yes in your chat box if you're getting this answer, so I can move ahead. See if you are getting the CFTs, these CFT. Just check. If you have any doubt, put it in the chat box. Okay, let us move further then. Are you getting these answers for CFT? Understood what is the difference between real term and nominal terms? So in your exam, they will always give you inflation rate, okay? So NPV will be with inflation. NPV will be with inflation. So now we have got the CFT. So what we'll do, we'll start with our NPV calculation. So let us start with NPV. So calculation of NPV, calculation of NPV. Particulars, year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we'll start with what? We'll start with our CFT. We'll start with CFT. Then comes what? Then comes our working capital. Working capital. Then comes recovery of working capital. Salvage value. But in this problem, there is no salvage value. But we'll still write it salvage value. So one thing has remained. Initial investment is remaining. Sorry. So CFT after that, initial investment. Correct. After initial investment, working capital, then recovery of working capital, and then salvage value. But there is no salvage value, so we'll just keep it blank. Therefore, what we'll get? Therefore, we'll get net cash flows. Therefore, we'll get net cash flows. Net cash flows into discounting factor. So what we'll get? We'll get PV of cash flows. Okay. Let us start then. CFT, we have already got the CFT now, so we don't need to worry. Then just copy paste this. That is my CFT, 5 years CFT. Okay. That is my 5 years CFT. Next, initial investment. How much was my initial investment? Company plans to invest $7 million in a new product. So $7 million. So initial investment is -7. In which year? In year 0. It will be in year 0. Okay. Next, what they have said about working capital. Additional investment in working capital equivalent to 10% of contribution. Okay, working capital is 10% of contribution. We'll make a working note for working capital. Okay. So working note for working capital, note 2. And how did we do working capital? actual required minus already invested. Okay, so working capital, note to working capital. How we wanted to do it? We wanted to do it as required minus less already invested. Already invested. Correct? You guys remember this now? Okay. So that will give me the working capital. That will give me the working capital. Okay. So what is the requirement? What is the requirement of working capital? It is 10% of contribution each year. So I'll start with year one. Okay, year one. So required is what? Required is 10% of contribution. So this was my contribution into 0.10. So that is the requirement. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Where to write that? We'll do it later. First, let us at least calculate the working capital. Okay. Let us first at least calculate the working capital. So working capital required is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10% of contribution. Minus already invested. Here, how much have I invested? Correct. This is investment in year one. Okay. So I'll get what? I'll get total working capital. So I'll get the working capital. So this will be this minus this. So year one, there was nothing which was already invested. So year one, same thing. Okay. Year two, 0.4898 minus year one's investment. So 0.036 is year two. Okay. Year three, how much we have already invested? That of year two, we have already invested. Year four, we have already invested this much. And year five, we have already invested this much. Correct. So just drag it. You will get all working capitals. You will get all the working capitals. If you understood this, required is what? Required is 10% of contribution. So contribution, this column, this entire thing, 10% of all of these gives me these figures. So that is 10% of contribution. Okay. Minus already invested. When I come to year one, there is nothing invested. So nothing invested before, therefore 0. In year two, when I come in year two, how much was invested in year one? 0.4536 was invested. So I deducted that. When I come to year three, how much was already invested? 0.489 was already invested. When I come to year four, 0.529 was already invested. And when I come to year five, 0.57 was already invested. So I deducted these figures. I get what? I get working capital. Okay. Now, where do we write this working capital? This working capital of year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I will have to write it in year not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in year 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? Because working capital will be released. Sorry, working capital will be at the start of each year. If it is at the start of each year, means what? Year one's working capital will be written not in year one, it will be written in year 0. Fair enough? So this will be what? This will be minus. Okay. So nothing in year 5, nothing in year 5. Okay. So working capital, we have calculated year 1 to 5, but we are not writing in year 1 to 5 because it was at the start of each year. So we are writing it year 0 to 4. We will write it in year 0 to 4. Okay. And recovery means what? Total of all these. So equal to sum of all the working capital. So sum of all the working capitals will be recovery in the next year. So till end of year 4 we have done working capital. So year 5 I'll recover my working capital. Okay, and that recovery will be a positive, that will be an inflow for my company. Salvage value should be in year 5, but salvage value is 0, so there is no salvage value, so no tax on salvage value. So now I've got the net cash flows. So net cash flow will be what? This plus this, sorry, yeah, plus and plus this also. So sum of all these. So you can just put some figure also, you can put, so equal to sum, equal to the sum of all of these, okay, and drag it. So now you have got net cash flows of all these years from year 0 to year 5. Year 0 to year 5. Into discounting factor I have to do now. Into discounting factor. What is the discounting factor? Real cost of capital is 6%, but pay attention, I don't want real cost of capital because my cash flows are not in real terms now. I have converted real terms cash flow to nominal terms. So I want to calculate NDF. So note 3, calculation of NDF. What is the formula? 1 plus NDF should be equal to 1 plus RDF, 1 plus RDF into 1 plus inflation into 1 plus inflation. Correct? So 1 plus NDF is equal to what is 1 plus RDF now? 1 plus, what was the real cost of capital? Real cost of capital was 6%. So 0.06, correct? Into 1 plus, what is the inflation? Now there are 4% of inflation. Which one I'll take? As I said in the formula, I'll take off general prices. So general prices is what? 4.7%. So that is 0.047. Okay, that is 0.047. So that is 1.10982. So 1 plus NDF. So I can say 1 plus NDF is equal to what? Is equal to 1.10982. Correct? Sankara, you have got it correct. So NDF equal to what? NDF is equal to this minus 1. So equal to 1. This will be 1.10982 minus 1. Correct? So that is what? That is minus 1. So 0.10982, or I can say NDF equal to what? 10.982. 10.982. That is my NDF. Now this NDF I can take it over here now. So I got the this NDF is equal to 0.10982, or I can say 10.982%. Okay, so put it in my formula. Discounting factor is what? 1 divided by 1 plus R upon 100 raised to n. So 1 divided by 1 plus R. What is the R? R is your 0.010,982. So that is 1.10982. Correct? Raised to Raised to what? Raised to your year columns. Raised to your year column. Raised to your year. So anything raised to 0 should come out to 1. So these are my discounting factors. These are my discounting factors. Multiply them now. This will be this amount into this amount. So that is my PV of cash flow. That is my PV of cash flow. That is my PV of cash flow. Okay. So NPV equal to what? NPV is equal to sum of all these. NP will be sum of all these. So sum of all these. So $0.4875 million is my NPV. So my final answer is NPV is $0.48775 million. Since it is positive, what should we do? We should accept the project. We should accept the project. We should accept the project. See if you understood this. Guys, check if you're getting the answer of NPV 0.4875 million. If you have any doubt, ask the doubt. If you have any problem in any calculation part, I can explain it once again. If you're getting the same answer, just put a yes in your group chat so I'll get to know. Okay, what about the others? Only 2 of them have got the answer. I'll wait for a couple of minutes. See if you understood this NDF part. See if you understood the NDF part. Any doubt you have, you can ask me. I can explain it once again. We have enough time on our hands. Okay, so meanwhile others complete the problem. I just write a new problem over here. So let us put initial investment as 12 million, salvage value as 2 million. $2 million. So I'll put this pre-tax salvage value. Pre-tax salvage value. Okay. Working capital. 15% of contribution at start of each year. At start of, or let us take it as at end of each year. So it will change our problem. End of each year. Okay. Life of project. Life of project. Let us take it as 4 years or 5 years. Let us take this as 5 years. Okay. Tax. Let us take it as 20% and 1 year in arrear, because you already know the concept. 1 year in arrear. Inflation rates. Contribution at 9%. Fixed cost at 2%. Assets at 2.5%, or let us say 3%. 3%. And your general prices. General prices at at 5%. General prices at 5%. Okay, that is my inflation rates. WACC. WACC is 7%. WACC is 7%. So do it now. Calculate the NPV. Do this sum right now. We have 25 minutes on our hand. Calculate NPV. Okay, I just want to check how many of you are active on this group, on this Zoom meeting. Okay, because I believe that out of the 56 participants, almost 20-25 participants must not be active. Okay, so if you are active, then just put it on your Zoom group chat as active, and then I'll mark this as your presentee. Okay, I'm going to talk to your coordinator today. So whoever are active right now, whoever are listening to me, just put it as your active. Okay, I guess only 14 people are active. Solve this sum. I'll put this sum on the group as well. Meanwhile, If you have any doubt in the question, ask me. This problem you are going to do it on your own. Try it on your own. So here we'll also have to calculate year 6 column. Why? Because tax is in arrears. Tax is 1 year in arrear. Don't put your active status now. Okay, I am not interested now. Okay, after I put this on the WhatsApp group. Okay, don't put your active present in now. I had asked this almost 15 minutes back. So like I said, in this year we have tax in arrears. We have tax in arrears. So what are we going to do? We are going to calculate our year 6 column as well. We'll have to calculate our year 6 column as well. Okay. So let us start then. We'll start with contribution. How much is the contribution? Contribution is 7.5 million per annum. Okay. And what is the inflation rate for contribution? It is 9%. It will start from year 1. So 7.5. I want to keep this as constant into 1 plus, what is my inflation? 9%. So 0.09 raised to 1 raised to 1. So only for 5 years, huh? 6th year is for tax in arrears. 6th year is for tax in arrears. Don't drag it till 6th year. Don't drag this till 6th year, okay? Next. So contribution is done. Less. Now we don't have marketing expenditure. Instead of that, now we have what? Now we have fixed cost. Now we have fixed cost. How much is the fixed cost? Fixed cost is 2 million per annum. Okay. So this will be $2 million into 1 plus r upon 1 plus I raised to n. So what is the inflation for fixed cost? 2%. So 1 plus 0.02 and the whole thing raised to number of years. That is my fixed cost. That is my fixed cost. Okay. Then asset replacement cost. Asset replacement cost is $2.1 million in real terms, but that is at the start of each year. Start of each year means what? Year 1's in year 0, similarly year 5's in year 4. So instead of year 1 to 5, we'll take for year 0 to 4. That will be $2.1 million into, what is the inflation rate? 1 plus I. What is the inflation for asset? 3%. So 0.03 raised to this. Okay. So that is my year 0 to 4 because asset replacement is start of each year. Next, PBDIT. So what is my PBDIT? PBDIT will be contribution minus fixed cost minus asset replacement cost. So that is my PBDIT for the first 5 years. Less depreciation. Original cost minus salvage value divided by estimated life. So here we do have salvage value now. So original cost, what is the original cost? So that will be original cost is $12 million, correct? So 12 minus salvage value is 2 divided by estimated life. What is the estimated life? It is 5 years, not 6 years. 6 years is only for tax in arrear. That is 2 million. So it will be 2 million per year. It will be 2 million per year. It will be 2 million per year. Fair enough. That is my depreciation. So what is my PBIT? It will be this plus this. Sorry, this minus this. So that is my PBT. Now tax. Tax is 1 year in arrear. So whatever tax you calculate. So what I'll do, I'll insert one column, insert one row over here. Okay. So tax calculation first we'll write. We'll show tax calculation separately and less tax paid we'll show it separately. Okay. So there is no confusion. So tax calculation first, just ignore that arrear part. First, just ignore the arrear part. Just calculate tax normally. So year 0 loss. So no income, no tax. This entire 1.972 goes for payment of this. So again, no income, no tax. Now from this, how much is remaining? How much is remaining? So this minus, how much loss is remaining with us now? I'll just put it in bracket. 2.1 minus 2.1 minus 1.972, 1.972, correct? And the whole thing into what is the tax rate? Tax rate is 20%. So into 0.2. So how much was the tax? I'll calculate the tax over here. This 2.1 plus 1.972. So 0.128 loss is remaining. So this minus 0.128, 0.128, and the whole thing into 20%. So into 0.2. So 0.49 next year. this amount into 0.2 because tax rate is 20%, and just drag it. That is my tax. But this tax will be paid in arrear, so it will be paid in the next year. So I'll have to do it like this, copy and paste. Oops, I don't think that will work that way. So I'll just put it equal to this and I'll drag it. And I'll drag it over 6 years. Okay, so tax is paid in 1 year, it's in arrear. So PAT will be what? PAT will be PBT minus tax paid. Don't do tax calculation. PBT minus tax paid. Okay, PBT minus tax paid. Okay, so that is my PAT. Add back depreciation. Depreciation was 2 million per year, so add it back. So you'll get your CFT. So CFT will be PAT plus depreciation. That is my CFT. So CFT from year 0 to year 6, I have got the CFT. So if you understood this part, okay. So the remaining part, NPV part, you guys will do it for homework then? Yes or no? Or you want to do it in the class? Put it in your group chat. If you can do the remaining part for homework, put a yes in your group chat. If you want me to solve it, I'll solve it over here. Try this as a homework. Try this as a homework then, because working capital is same, NDF concept is same. Okay, good. So you will try it as a homework. So till CFT we have done. So do the NPV calculation, and if NPV is positive, accept the project. Okay, solve it on Excel sheet only. Solve this on Excel sheet only. Okay, and send your Excel sheets to me on your WhatsApp group. Send your Excel sheet to me on your WhatsApp group. Okay, so we'll check the homework for tomorrow. We'll do this. We'll check this as a homework for tomorrow. So that is your NPV with inflation. So up to CFT it is the same. Okay, only that salvage and pay attention when you do the homework, working capital is at the end of the year. Okay, focus on that adjustment. Working capital is not in the same year. Working capital is at the end of the year. Then working capital is at 15%, not 10%. Okay, and here salvage value is there, but here what will happen? Tax on salvage value will also appear. Here tax on salvage value will also appear, because last problem salvage value was 0, so tax we did not calculate. Okay, so 2-3 changes over here in this problem. So do that and submit your Excel sheets to me on the group. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow then, same time. Tomorrow same time we'll meet at 9:30. We'll meet tomorrow at 9:30. Okay, and those who are not interested, don't even log into your this thing. If you're not interested, don't even log into the Zoom meeting. Only those guys who are interested, they can come to my class. Tomorrow we'll start with a new concept. Okay, so NPV will be finishing off with NPV, and we'll practice more sums also. NPV more sums also we can practice. Okay, but tomorrow we'll start with a new concept, new methods. We have to do IRR. Okay, we have to do profitability index. So our investment appraisal topic is not, the chapter is not over, but NPV topic is over now. Okay.